Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 50. We did it, we are halfway between 1 and 100. Yay, I guess. As for the actual episode content, we are just going to continue doing what we've been doing these last few videos, namely the construction of the new city. And of course the new farms. Once that third bridge is finished, we can place that big river crossing that's been holding us back until now. We will also start working on the electrical systems for the city. I would like to get that out of the way, mostly so we can power the fire station before we start building anything else. We left off with this bridge nearing completion. It is indeed close to being finished, so let's just leave it. We have the notifications enabled, so we will instantly know when it's done. As for the rail side of things, it's also started to progress slowly. We will need to wait for certain segments to finish before we can build all the arms of the junction completely though. Maybe we should give it high priority. Let's focus on that branch for now. In the last episode, I did say that I might end up rebuilding those row houses, since they were not aligned with the train station completely. Yeah. I cannot let that imperfection go. Thankfully, it should be a relatively quick fix. And the bridge is finished. I'll leave the notification there for now, so I don't forget about it, but I really wanted to take care of these buildings in one go. Okay, we have the roads laid out. Let's try to keep the buildings parallel this time around. Also, we had 4 buildings in a row before, right? And the station also has 4 entrances. How about we try to line them up? Okay, if we are trying to align the houses with the station footpaths, then we will need to leave a small gap in the middle of the apartment blocks. This does make it a bit harder to line them up perfectly, but I think we will manage. Judging by the foundations, it looks perfectly acceptable. I also wasn't a fan of how small the gap was between the rows before. This is a good enough excuse to widen that distance a little. There might be minuscule issues with the placement, but overall, I'm okay with this. Not sure there's enough room to have an extensive footpath network like we did before. But once the roads are upgraded with streetlights, then they will offer a faster walk speed than footpaths anyway, so it should be all good. I still wanted to have a walkway going through the middle, so just for those, I did add some extra. Okay, that bridge notification started to bug me a bit too much, so let's take care of it. We just need to set up a construction outpost, so we can quickly take care of the terraforming needed for the river crossings. The shoreline is a bit too low right now. It's also a good excuse to send out that last bulldozer we've been missing from the other outpost. Since it's a relatively small job, I'll just send one of each machine, we don't really need more. And the track layers are stuck again. We just need to keep an eye on them, and it will be fine. Good thing there is more traffic going around these parts now, more opportunities for us to get the relevant notifications if they get stuck. Almost forgot about the bus stop. We will need to include one on this side too, so people living in the outskirts of the city can still have a way to reach the train station. To finish things off, let's just add those footpaths in the middle, and I will call this place good to go. Alright, the machines arrived. Let's take care of that river crossing. Only having one bulldozer does have its drawbacks. Good thing we only need them around for a little bit. Alright, let's choose the bridge model next. Say what you will, this one is still my favorite. The problem with the other ones is that they have too much stuff on the top, and over a long distance, that could get a bit silly. As for the connection to the farm, we already have a lot of level crossings around, let's just hook up to this road instead. I was okay with this intersection at this point, but I will make it a bit more tidy later, don't worry. Let's do the train bridge next. We had two choices. Either build it further down, or do it right next to the road bridge. I decided to keep them close together. Feels a bit more realistic. For train bridges, I don't mind having the steel support on the top. For those, this is what feels more authentic. Wait, no free excavator? Did it go to refuel? Nope. Must be working on the bridge instead. Let's just disallow the temporary offices from assigning jobs for themselves automatically. Okay, back to work. If we cut the crossing back, and build it again on the curved tracks, that should give us more room for the ramp. Yeah. A nice gentle ramp. I thought it would need to be longer, but it is perfectly acceptable. And that is pretty much it for the farm branch. We just need to build it now. Speaking of which, the tracks necessary to finish building the last arm of the junction are done. Although, I do delay the completion of that last piece of track by messing with the signals a bit later. We don't really need these guys here anymore. You can go back to the other outpost. Looking at the lengths of these arms, if we do it carefully, we might be able to squeeze in a couple Q blocks. If we can't, it's not a big deal, but it would be nice if we could. Anyways, time to mess with the signals. This will be a proper junction in a little bit anyways, so might as well start treating it like one. Although there will be little foot traffic going over the tracks, I still didn't want to leave it off the table completely. I suspect it's not possible, but I still wanted to try building a footbridge right over the station. Yep, it's not possible. Let's just build them at the ends of the platforms. There. We have two elevated footpaths that go over the tracks. Just in case. Looking at the fire station, I thought it was better if we started using it before anything else got built in the city. And for that, we needed power. So, let's start bringing in the high voltage lines. I also noticed that the long gravel road is finished. We can start upgrading the other lane on the highway. Maybe we should bring in the power from the back, and use that connection for the transformer instead. This line might be even longer than the one going over the mountain. We are dealing with some big distances here. And I just noticed that the last segment we need to finish the junction is not assignable to the construction office. All thanks to the way the signals make the lanes one way. No matter, we can just add a construction crossing, and it should be fine. You know what, at this point we might as well start upgrading every road to gravel that we can. We have one going all the way to the city already, so we are good to go on this. Might as well do the farm too. Has to be done sooner or later anyway. For now, I only upgrade the roads around the central buildings. Might do the farm roads too, just so the grain delivery trucks can get around faster, but all in due time. You know what? We have helicopters. If they are free, they might as well start building this place. Now that we have power coming into the area, we can place the substations. Let's start simple. Just add one that reaches the firehouse, and maybe one around the lower distribution center. Let's see if we can build some nice and tidy cabling. Well, this might need some coercing to work with us. Not the prettiest, but it definitely does the job. In fact, I think I kind of like it. So far so good. We still need roads to deliver the fuel for the fire station though. My first instinct was to go this way. This is where the main roads will connect to the city, so it seemed logical. But then, I thought this is going to be a service entrance to the city, not meant for the general public. How about we carve it into the cliffside instead? If we go this way, the distances needed to be covered will be much shorter. Plus it's kind of cool. And we reach the rocky parts of the cliff. Work will be much slower from here on. Good. Taking care of the construction crossing is what's important on this branch. It's grueling work, holding down that mouse button, but someone's gotta do it. And it's done. And the end result isn't too bad either. Let's just fix a small kink in the overall slope, and it's good to go. This time, I don't mind if it's bumpy or not, as long as it's functional. And there, we could add that last track segment to the RCO. Might as well start upgrading these roads too. The outpost can reach the parts of the city we are working on, so it doesn't really matter if we box them in. Couldn't get rid of these nodes for some reason. Oh well, we can just do it once the roads are finished. I really wanted to finish that last segment on the junction, so I stopped the bridges until it was completed. Due to its length, I suspected it would take at least 2 trips to finish it. To keep ourselves busy, I decided to try to add those extra fields I talked about in the last episode. I think we have enough room for 18 more, and since we are using the biggest farm already, we should be able to handle the workload. We will definitely need to add more distribution offices though. "10 so far. Only need 8 more. But that free space is shrinking real fast." Okay, 15. Only 3 more, but let's deal with the roads now. It was hard to judge where the new ones and the old ones were. So I just counted them all together. We needed 36 in total. Yep, 33. Need 3 more. We can put some more near the border. Just 1 more needed. A single one. And this place was like it was meant for it. There we go. 54 fields in total. I am rather skeptical if the farm building can handle all this, so we might need to add a second one. In fact, the distances alone will make it necessary to do so. Let's worry about that in the future. Looking at the central area, there is plenty enough room to accommodate the extra infrastructure needed for all this agriculture, so I'm not all that bothered about the logistics. And since the track layer is already closing in on to finish that pesky segment, we can safely resume construction on the bridges. And that's it for today. We managed to sort out the farm connections at last, and we have a road leading up to the plateau as well. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we might be ready to start building the city now. Once that gravel service ramp is done, I will start placing the usual dirt ring around the town, so we can start tackling the job from multiple angles. In fact, if we do this right, we might end up with enough connection points that we can call in the Kirkomov offices to help out. They might be far away, but they can still help out if necessary. In fact, I should add those service side roads all along the long stretches I started upgrading today, and go full tilt on the whole project. We are ready to release the Kraken. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, then leaving a like and subscribing to the channel just might motivate me to make more. If you are more in the donating mood, you can find a link to my Ko-fi page in the description, where you can buy me a glass of water. I don't really drink coffee. Thank you for your support, and until next time, I will see you later.